Hello everyone, I'm Havoc and this is Factorio Space Exploration Plus. So I've done a little bit between episodes, primarily getting our rocket loaded and ready to go back up into space. You'll see it's got a lot of things in it right now. And all of that stuff will help us make some progress. But I need some low density structures to go up as well. And we've got 400. That's not enough. I need much more than that. And if you look, the problem is steel. It's starting to get caught up a little bit now. But I need to make these faster. And I use steel for other items down the line too. And it's just becoming a problem where we're not producing enough steel. So I've been experimenting with some of these industrial furnaces. And I'm thinking that I should get a full blue belt's worth of iron plate down this line once I get this going, as long as I can supply enough in. There's a rock right there. So what I'm going to try and do here is take 4 lane outputs and condense them all down into 1 lane, which should be a full blue belt. And we'll get to see if this works. Now, I'm going to let the line fully saturate, and then you have to put the recipe in for these furnaces. So if I come in here, I can click iron plate and just go up and down through here and get the recipe set for all of them. And what I think will happen here in just a minute is that we should start seeing a full blue belt output. And we may not even need these last 2 furnaces. I'm going to watch and see if they drop off here in just a second. No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like, in fact, these may be the last 2 that we need, because they hold every now and then they might drop. And the reason for that is the productivity modules that I have in these means that every now and then we're producing an extra one in all these furnaces that are running. So that's good. I know that I can take out these last 4 furnaces. Every now and then 1 or 2 of these is running. So I want to leave this row, and let me mark that, denote that with some belt. Up until this point, we need. These last 4 are not necessary. And that's good to know, because I'm going to take this. This is going to be our smelting setup moving forward for most things. So if we look in here, there's also another recipe, and that uses the vulcanite block and 8 iron ore, but it produces 12 iron plate. Now that, combined with productivity modules, will make just a crazy amount of plate for less ore. Now, you don't necessarily have to worry about that. Number one, I turned up the amounts, so ore is not something I'm running low on. But also, we're going to be looking at, maybe next episode, the core mining drills and doing a core mining drill setup. And that will produce every kind of resource, that comes naturally on this planet, plus vulcanite blocks. But this right here is running really, really well. So I'm going to stop it. I don't want it to just build up, thousands of iron plate that I don't need. Because what I need is steel, and I need more steel on the line. I think what we're going to do here is, I'm pretty sure I can get 2 full blue belt lines out of these 4 reds. Because a red belt, if we look at the speed, is 30 items a second, and this is 45 items a second. So this will be 90 items a second total with 2 blue belts. But we're putting in 4 red belts. So we're putting in 120 items a second, and we'll only be taking out 90 a second. So that should be fine. We should be able to, as long as we're feeding enough in. And I mean, these are just sitting. They're not even moving all the time. They pause every here and there. So we should be able to produce enough down through here. Now we do need to modify our design. because we found out we don't need these last furnaces here. Saves us a beacon, which is a lot of power drain. And then, for simplicity's sake, we may just put this... Let's see, can I power everything here? I could, if I had... I'm trying to get away with not having this extra one in here, but it looks like we're going to have it in here anyways. But that should mean that everything is touched by beacons. And it's kind of weird because of the way I have the output here. Yeah, and you, like I said, you can't have more than one beacon touching machines. So that gets those. That gets those 2, this gets another 6 again, and this gets another 6. So that is good. What that gives us is an output of a full blue belt because of all of our productivity modules and our machines here, and then our speed. So what I want to do is take 2 of these, combine them down, and when you look at the recipe for steel, you'll see it takes 5 iron plates and 16 seconds to craft. An iron plate takes 3.2 seconds. And if you do the math, that times 5 is exactly 16 seconds. So you need a 5-to-1 ratio for the steel. So if I wanted a full blue belt of steel to come out of a setup, I have to feed it with 5 full blue belts of iron into the steel setup. And that's not what we're going to do here. I'm going to run out of room really fast. I don't want to pick up the iron plate. And we may just power this and kind of let that iron plate chill there. We're going to take some of this into space with us. But what I want to do is make another setup just like this right beside it. And then we are going to bring out another line of iron to this one. I don't have enough modules on me, but I have enough made, so my robots will bring the remainder of what is required for this right here. Now these 2 we want to combine. I'm gonna real sloppy. Uh-oh. Here we go. This is the shorter one. To make it and just get it running, I'm going to put this down here, and then we need to change this to steel. Because I don't want this making iron plate, I'm going to take iron plate into this one and produce steel out of it. Now the bots can bring the remainder of the things that did not get placed, because all of that is being made. And what we need to do is just combine these 2 lines into one. Nope, can't do that. That's right, because this is already a full belt, blue belt. We're going to feed both sides of this. And that's for balance issues. You could just not use splitters and feed one side with one output and one side with the other. But just in case one of these stops producing, the other one still is, that's a better setup balance-wise. Now we just need to get our inputs in here, and then I know the recipes aren't right just yet. We'll fix that momentarily. The robots, I don't believe, have brought everything required yet anyways. So, and we got to remember to change these recipes as they're placed in by the robots. It's hard to tell when it has the little lacking module symbol over it. But that one was still iron plate. And then, and also the power symbol. Let's get this thing powered so it'll stop squawking about that. There we go. That's still plate. I think the rest of them may all be set to steel. We'll just try and do it anyways. So now we've got a bunch of steel coming out here, which is beautiful because I need it so bad to get things running. And I need to just splice that in to this line. Trying to think of a good place to do that. And I guess I'll just do it right down here. We need to grab some more blue belts. And the jetpack, the upgraded jetpack is wonderful because I can fly right over all these machines, but it also moves me faster than my running speed, even with exoskeleton legs. So let's get some blue belt. Partially because I have 2 Mark II jetpacks, which each one you add increases your speed, but also because I'm using nuclear fuel as the fuel source for them, so it really gets you around where you need to go quickly. It's a little wonky to control though, because you don't stop moving when you try and stop. And there we go. Now that can fill in with modules. And it's coming out as a full blue belt right now only because it's backed up because we weren't consuming it. It's not going to make a whole lot. Let's do the math here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is 11 furnaces and their crafting speed is 7. Oh, no. That's because it doesn't have modules yet. The crafting speed is 5.4, is still really fast. That would be because the industrial furnace's base crafting speed is higher. Let me check that. Yeah, see the crafting speed for this is 3, so it's already faster than a normal electric furnace. And then you add in the speed modules on top of it. And even though it's slowed down some by the productivity modules, it's not enough to make a big difference when you add all the speed modules in. But that's a decent amount of extra steel. That should get us really close to, a full red belt coming down the line. So now the next thing I need to do is come in here and change everything from red to blue. And then I can go down the line and upgrade the steel line so we're getting a blue belt's worth if we can manage it down the line. Now we'll definitely need more blue belt. Why are my nanobots not doing this? I have blue belts. I have nanobot ammo. I have the chip. Hello? Okay. Looks like they just decided not to. That's fine. I mean, I was going to be lazy, but it looks like I won't be lazy. We will do this the right way. Well, not the right way, but the old-fashioned way. Hand placing things. It just feels dirty. I have robots. Why aren't they working for me? I'm trying to use the nanobots. What I could do is make personal robo ports for this suit of armor, which I probably should, and then use that personal robo port and regular robots and stop using so many nanobots. We can get around to doing that eventually. Right now, I really want to get this blue belted all the way down. And I'm going to need more blue belt items, it would seem. We use steel in so many recipes. There's so many little branches off of the line here for our steel. Oh, and that should get us actually to the end there. So now we just need to run back and replace all of the red belt, which we have. Wonderful. Now looks like the other issue I'm going to have is plastic for the low density structures. Okay. So we'll work on that in just a minute. But look, in this time we have amassed almost 1,000 low density structures, which will definitely help. What did I just put in here? I did not mean to put electric engines in. Okay, so now we're looking at a significant little care package to send into space. And we should be able to get stuff moving when we get up there with what we have in here. I just need to do a double check real fast. Chemical plants, which I have several in my inventory. Vulcanite blocks we have up there. And I don't know how many. I don't think we'll need a lot of decontamination facilities, just a few. And then space manufactories. We were going to have to make this, which uses blue circuits, low density space assemblers. We have all of that. Copper cable. We can make steel, some pumps, pipe. Let me grab more piping. I also need to bring more space pipe up as well. And space scaffolding. I need to look at that. I've had that running for a while. We should have a little bit in reserve. Let's see. I don't need to carry all of these red belts and things either. We'll put it to the side for right now. Here are our pipes. We'll grab all of them that are there and available. And then let's go look at space scaffolding. We'll bring even more bots. Logistics bots at least. I don't need that many construction bots in space. Okay. Space scaffolding is down this way. We'll make use of our wonderful jetpack and just fly over everything until we get close. And then you just drop down and land. Hey, we needed some of these pumps and some more pipes. Scaffolding, how we're doing? Not too bad. Okay, let's change our thruster suit out so we don't suffocate. I did forget in one of the trips I made up to space, and it's not good. You don't want to do that. Alright, so I have life support, I have my thruster suit on, we're good to go. We're heading to Novice landing pad. Let's head into space. And what a beautiful little landing it is. Everything is neat and tidy in there. Let's go ahead and put that down. I think we had made a decontamination facility. Yeah, we have one placed down, but I wanted to make more. And I needed low density structures, I do believe, which I have brought a lot of. Now, we are going to place down an additional warehouse. So we have all of the space, and we're also going to put one right down here and dump our entire inventory into it. Because I want to be able to grab everything out of here. The bots are going to immediately go down in a RoboPort system somewhere. I'll just put it right next to the power pylon. There we go. Now we have some robots in here. We'll put down a few RoboPorts to make sure we get all of the robots down and have multiple areas with which to charge. So it looks like we are not providing enough power. That's another thing we're going to have to look at. I didn't even think about that with all of these things running. Is that one? This is just outside of the range, and I just noticed that. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do for power. And I have an idea. If we cancel those things. No, this is 500 of the rocket science, and I only have 386. So never mind. we will not be able to do that until we get better power production going on up here. But that's what I would like to get to, are those flat solar panels. They output 400 kilowatts a piece. And then it's actually a lot more than that. If you look at this, it can produce up to 4.2 megawatts. And that's because you're in space. The solar energy that's hitting these solar panels is not being filtered by atmosphere, ozone, clouds, anything. You're getting direct light from the star itself. So they produce a lot more. And in fact, I think that works for these solar panels as well. They should... Wait a minute. These may produce an absurd amount of power up here, because they produce 2.3 megawatts. And then if you increase that by the bonus that these flat solar panels use, that might be crazy. And we're going to definitely look at that in just a second. I'm going to get rid of all of this. My inventory size keeps changing depending on the type of armor that I'm wearing. And I generally like to keep those things at the bottom of my inventory. But what I also need to do off camera is organize my inventory and stop keeping all kinds of blueprints on me. I'm really bad about that. We are going to want those cargo pods. And these. And I'm just trying to get the landing pad empty so that when we go to land up here again, there we go, we will be able to. And I'll just pick all of this back up. And I'm going to want these cargo rocket sections in order to get back. And I can actually throw those into the space capsule itself. That way I don't have my inventory cluttered while I'm running around here. So let's look at the next step here. We made a few of these space manufactories. 3 of them, to be exact. And we've brought a bunch of resources up here. So I want to look at, what does it take? You need thermofluid, requires heavy oil, cosmic water, sulfur, iron plate, and copper. And we're going to need the thermofluid. Then we have to cool that thermofluid in one of these radiators, because you need the cooled thermofluid in order to make this, the machine learning data. And we need the blank card. So we were looking at making chemical gel to polish the data substrate because it has a 100% chance. And then we will make the blank data cards. That sound is the oxygen tank. It just consumed one of our canisters. Okay. So the only issue here is that I don't have what it takes to make passive providers. I actually do. I have steel and I have reds, and I have a few of these warehouses. Now, how many slots am I using here? 290 and 272. I think I should be able to make both of those. Yeah, they have 512 storage slots. Okay. I was concerned because I had that mishap a little while back with the uranium where I had a full regular warehouse which has 712 or 768 storage size, and I replaced it with a passive provider warehouse which only has 512, and it covered the ground in the uranium. And that's why I was cleaning that up in that little clip that I showed y'all. So I'm cognizant of that now. But with this here, we can request water barrels. Let's see, it'll do 10, it's 100, there's 4 rows and then 8, so 480. Fills this thing completely with water barrels. And look at our robots go. That's beautiful. Oh, what happened? Did I miss something? Why were those damaged? Do robots cause damage when they fly around in outer space? Hold on here. Let's wait a minute. This can use 480. No. Nothing happened. That was weird. Did I miss a meteor strike? Can that happen up here? Not enough logistics storage space available. You're waiting to do something. I need to make the normal storage warehouse that is part of the logistics network. And that one has 768 room. When I put that down, you can bring your wee little water barrel over here. Now the good thing about this is when it's ready for more water, what this will do is it will prioritize taking out of a storage container before it will take out of a passive container. Robots are smart like that, which is very nice. So we need 480 heavy oil. And then 480 petroleum gas. And that means that these will all start to fill up. The only issue that we have is we're building up the empty barrels here, and we need to do something with them. So a good idea here may be to change these out to the active provider chest, and that will force the robots to come pick them up and move them into storage. This is going to fill up my storage rapidly. Okay, we'll need to think on a better setup for that later. But I really want to get more rocket science going. So we're going to look at moving on to the next stage. And we're having power issues everywhere. So actually, let's go back down to the planet and bring some of our solar panels up here. They're absurdly powerful. We should be using them. We should be utilizing them well. And we will put those cargo rocket sections back into production lines here so they could be used. Where are my cargo pods at? Right there. So, solar panels. We can fly right over to the end of this line. We're only going to grab, I don't know, 30. 30 is probably way overkill. And you know, honestly, if it works like I think it's going to, I don't need a lot of these, and I don't want to take up a lot of space. So we'll only bring 10. And I don't think you need accumulators because it's permanent day there. I'm not sure why there's an accumulator placed down for you to see when you get there. Okay. This should be good to go if we just throw the cargo rocket pod in. Was there anything else we were forgetting since we're going to make a trip back up there? We'll take more science up there. There's no sense in not doing that. And let's fly around so we can get around faster. It's so nice. I'm getting used to it. I'm very set in my ways usually, and our plastic will need to be fixed when we get back down here. We're destroying it. But I've spent so much time playing Factorio, I'm usually very set in how I do things. When I find something neat and new that I like, it takes me a while to really start utilizing it because I have muscle memory in just doing certain things. Catch me if you can, robots. They're trying to bring me something. I'm flying around like crazy. Alright, but we've got all of our science packs. Let's head right back up there. And away we go. Okay, and we're back here in space. We're going to put down our first solar panel off here. In fact, let's just move all of these. And I don't know why they would be on the faster moving stuff and not the just space scaffolding, other than I'm thinking it was for aesthetic reasons. That's the only reason I could see that they would do that. That's what I'm thinking. You want your pathway to be for quick moving things. And also, I don't know if we'll use any of those. Let's put down one of these and see. 24.6 megawatts potential output. So I'm certain that right there is going to solve our power needs. Can't build on empty space. Is there empty space here in between these two? Or does it count this? No, it doesn't count this. I guess there was a little gap there. Oh, it doesn't like the in between. No, I do have a tiny little gap there. I used all of it. Let me grab a little bit more. I just realized if you look right here, you'll see there's one tiny space that has not been placed down. And in fact, there's a couple here and there that I'm seeing. That'll drive me crazy when I'm trying to place down things and it says, can't do that. Nope, can't do that. Okay. We should have a crazy amount of power. Yes, 123 megawatts of power production from 10 solar panels in space. That's doable. Now we're going to move our radar over here. I'll leave the one accumulator for no real reason over there too. And we can just pick up and move things that don't need to be there anymore. We'll leave this here, and I'll probably just move my pod right there. That way I can go back and forth very quickly on what will be our completed walkway. Now, how far up does this go? One more layer. Okay. Good. We can just run back and forth this way, and I probably want to expand it out to the left and right to give me quicker access, and that makes this in the way again. I'll figure out something for this, don't you worry. We'll put it right here, just out of the way. Okay, so now that we no longer are starving for power, our science is moving at full speed again, and we are able to look at our production chains and see what we really need to be working on. And I want to get the chemical gel production underway. That happens in a space manufactory. It uses cosmic water and petroleum gas. Now this right on this edge over here is outside the power range, but as long as nothing that's on these last two requires power, we'll be alright. These things are massive. And the thermofluid takes heavy oil, which is here. I might have needed to put this in a different order, but we've already got a lot down, so it's going to stay where it's at. And we will just go underneath and around. So I'm going to place this and say I want chemical gel. Let's see. Gonna need to turn it around one more time. And we need to run cosmic water in probably right here, and the petroleum gas up and around. So let's get some space piping from over here. And you can make some interesting things with the space piping. You can make long straight pipes. You can make junction pipes. This is what, 9 long? Let's make one of those and see what it looks like. We're coming from the petroleum gas up to here. That's really neat. I like that. And that gives us the cosmic water in here. And then I'm going to want probably to not block this output in case I need it. So what we're probably going to want to do here is just come along here. And I can just run regular pipe because you see you can do squeak through, just walk through it. Now this is going to produce a lot of chemical gel. Is this an item? This is an item? No, it's a fluid. It's gel. Listen to me. Yes. Gel is a fluid type, and we are going to just place one of those and it starts filling up. Okay. Now the only issue that I have with this is at this point it's going to consume every bit of our cosmic water and petroleum gas. So I want to control when this thing runs, and I want that to be based off of how much chemical gel we have, I'm thinking here. So if I say if chemical gel goes less than 5,000, you can run. Now is that a lot or is that a little bit? Let's see. Chemical gel uses 100 petroleum gas to make 20. So that's going to use a lot of our petroleum gas. I don't even think we brought that much up. So what's actually going to happen here in just a moment is we're just going to run out of petroleum gas, and this will stop crafting probably before we get to 5K chemical gel, which is good because we need cosmic water for other things as well. And then our heavy oil, which we have water. We don't have enough lubricant to continue. No, it says we don't have enough water. Oh, we only have 15 water. I thought it was 15,000. Okay, so we've made some good progress. We're making chemical gel. We've worked on some things down on the base to improve our steel production, and we got power situated up here. If you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to give the video a like. If you'd like to see more content like this, or maybe some other games that I play, consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you all next time.